I was 47 when my life quietly collapsed. For more than 20 years, I had taught English literature at a university. I stood in lecture halls speaking about love, power, betrayal, and human weakness to students who mostly listened just enough to pass. I believed books had taught me everything worth knowing about people. I was wrong. I believed desire was honest. I believed it gave meaning to life. I believed that wanting something deeply made it real. That belief destroyed me. It began with a student. Her name no longer matters. She was about 20, maybe 21. Quiet. Thoughtful. Beautiful in a way that did not ask for attention. She came to my office to ask about a poem. She stood near the window while I spoke. Late afternoon light filled the room. The moment felt ordinary, yet something inside me shifted. I should have noticed it. I should have stopped it. I told myself it was admiration, nothing more. I told myself I was too old for desire. I told myself I was in control. Weeks passed. I began to notice her more. I waited for her questions. Her smile woke something in me that had been asleep for years. I was divorced, living alone, invisible. Her attention made me feel alive again. That was the danger. One rainy evening after class, I offered her a ride. She accepted. When we reached my building, I invited her in for coffee. I still don't know what I expected. She followed me upstairs. Everything that should have stopped me disappeared. What happened that night ended the life I knew. Afterward, I tried to shape it into love. I told myself we were equals. I told myself I could protect her, guide her, include her in my world. I did not understand that I had crossed a line that cannot be erased. She stopped attending classes. She stopped answering my messages. Then came the meeting. Papers on the table. Cold words, complaint, misconduct, abuse of power. People I had known for years spoke to me like a stranger. I denied wrongdoing. I said it was private. I said it was between adults. But the truth was heavier than anything I said. I resigned before the hearing. I left the campus angry, humiliated, and empty. The phone stopped ringing. Friends became distant. I felt shame everywhere, on the street, in shops, in silence. My daughter Lucy lived on a small farm far from the city. We were not close, but she invited me to stay. I told myself it was temporary. I didn't know my old life was already gone. The farm was quiet. Honest. Lucy was strong in a way I had never been. She worked with her hands. She lived without excuses. I envied her peace. Then violence found us. One afternoon, while Lucy was alone, men came to the house. By the time I reached her, everything was destroyed. The house burned. She lay silent on the floor. She survived. But something in her closed forever. She refused the police. She refused pity. She chose silence. I saw my own shame reflected in her eyes. Later, she told me she was pregnant. She said the child was innocent. I had no words. Time passed. We rebuilt. I learned to work with my hands. I cared for animals. I stayed quiet. Shame followed me, but it softened. The baby was born. A boy. She named him Samuel. Holding him, I felt something I thought I had lost forever, a small, trembling joy. Life continued. People came. Seasons changed. The past stayed silent but present. One day, a journalist came looking for my story. I sent him away. For the first time, I felt free. My story no longer belonged to others. I stayed on the farm. I worked. I listened. I lived without pretending. I learned that forgiveness does not arrive suddenly. It grows slowly, like grass after fire. I no longer asked to be forgiven. I lived carefully instead. At night, listening to the dogs breathe and the child sleep, I understood something at last. Desire is human. What matters is what we do after it destroys us. If you liked this story, please like, comment, and share. Your support truly means a lot.